So hi, welcome to the Noise Podcast. I'm Shane.
I'm Glory.
And we're here with
Zach.
And Alyssa.
And Kevin from Guardrail.
And we're asking some questions say about the upcoming album content. So congrats on that, by the way. How do you feel about the response to the announcement so far?
So far, so good. The new single is a little bit different for us here. There's a different dynamic than the songs we've put out before. We got Alyssa and I kind of tag teaming vocals on this one, and I'm playing bass and she's playing trumpet. So it's very different and a lot of positivity from it so far. So we're stoked.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, people are excited. And we've just I don't know, everyone's stoked for the release.
Last time we spoke, it was just a single and we got to kind of tease the record, but stoked that the album is announced and that we got to hear it. It fucking rocks.
It bangs.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Thank
Hey.
you.
Hell yeah.
That's high praise.
That means a lot. So is there any meaning behind the album title or cover art?
Ooh.
Yes, absolutely.
Excellent questions. So fun. Who wants to take which one?
So, I mean, the album title was kind of just like a joke because we were just it's so hard to try to figure out what to name an album like that. It's our first one, and we were just thinking about, while we were up recording it up in Michigan, we were just like, man, we gotta come up with all, I was taking videos left and right for stuff for content. We're just like, let's just call the album Content. And then we're like, wait, that's actually kind of a good idea. Let's just roll with it. And
yeah,
here we are.
And I don't know, Guardrail has a history of kind of wordplay for titles of things, like content, or people will be like, is it content or is it content, or what word is it, guys?
Mm-hmm.
What year was words
Word swords.
Words.
Yeah,
that was 2015. That was our first EP that we put out way back when.
So yeah, confusing words, definitely.
It's fun.
Yeah, it's so fun. And then the album artwork was based off of a picture for when we were up recording with Nick Diener. We had just one night. I mean, there was it's in the middle of nowhere, Michigan. So just cornfields all around, beautiful sunsets, just coyote crimes in the distance, which is an inside joke we have. And yeah, so we got this fire started, and the fire itself was a miracle because it was drenched, the wood was drenched. Shouldn't have been a fire, but we got it going.
That was all you, by the way.
I was a friggin' woman on a mission. I was like, I don't care how long I'm gonna be out here, but I'm gonna start this goddamn fire no matter how long it takes.
We all did some substances, and we're hanging out kind of in our own things, and we're like, all right, let's go find where'd Alyssa go, and we go to the backyard and there's a big bonfire that she got started. We're just like, Jesus, when did this happen?
Goddamn.
And so it was just a picture that one of us took on our cell phone of us sitting around the fire that night. And then Sebas turned it into a beautiful piece of art.
Nice.
Hell yeah.
I do feel like Content is the most 2023 album title that there is, and I'm shocked more bands have not really just leaned into the current state of being a band, when naming an album. So I appreciate that.
Yeah, man. It's kind of tough to just be a band these days because you also have to be a freaking personality and internet presence on top of just wanting to write dope songs and play dope shows,
And then not to mention that the music industry isn't as viable as it should be, so then you got to work a full-time job on top of that. Fucking forget about it.
I just clocked out of mine.
I was just talking to Brian today about how even if you get on a national tour, that's not going to be enough money to quit your job. There's even that isn't what you're getting after. And they were like, well, you got to get on the TikToks, get TikTok famous, and then you'll have all the fans.
That's
and I was
so easy.
The worst advice I've ever received.
Who has time for that?
Who has time to post 3 times a day and also just hope and pray that the algorithm picks it up?
Content, man.
Right?
Content, gotta
All
love it.
about freaking content.
Yeah. I'm an artist manager, and I'm not so much on my artists about it because I work with my boss too. But listen to him talk about the fucking content all day. It's literally all I hear about. Like, we don't actually talk about music anymore. It's just, all right, well, if you're not posting on TikTok, you're not getting the tour. So you better start fucking posting on TikTok. And it's just, that's where it is now. As sad
That's
as
the
it
inside
is.
scoop.
Yeah.
Now we know.
Yeah. You post on
Yeah.
fucking TikTok or you're not getting that tour.
Exactly.
We got to use our TikTok, guys.
Yeah. You
Yeah.
gotta get on there.
The wake up
We
call.
we have one, but we're all like in our 30s. So
Yeah, none of us actually like the platform, so it just goes unused.
That's
And like
That's completely fair.
posting the same stuff that we post to Instagram to TikTok makes no sense to the TikTok followers because like Instagram's all people who follow us. TikTok has no freaking clue who we are and they don't care. Like
Yeah, they don't wanna find
it's
out.
hard.
yeah.
I don't understand.
Yeah,
We'll put up something. We'll put up something random, like a clip from us just in the recording studio. Gets 1,000 views or something, and then I post like something actually important and cool, or there's something funny. Then I'm like, oh, this will be a good TikTok. Gets like 20 views. I'm like, what happened? How does this work? I don't
Yeah.
know.
The-
I'm old.
Makes no fucking
The thing
sense.
is, nobody
to-
knows how it works. Every expert is fucking guessing.
Yeah, they're just lying.
True.
China
So
knows.
just keep putting really dumb shit out there and eventually something will stick. Like
Yep.
Kevin's like meme. How many shares did that like office meme that you shared on Facebook get?
Oh my god, I don't know what happened. So we announced the album and the single and all that on June 9th, which for us Americans is 6/9, so 69.
Mhm.
Perfect number, perfect
Nice.
day to announce our shit.
Nice.
And
Mhm.
so the whole week leading up to that, I was posting random memes that I just find online that had to do with the number 69.
Mhm.
And one that I posted, for some reason, I don't know, someone shared it and then it just took off, and it's at like 11,000 likes. And it's just a meme of Kevin from The Office counting, and he gets to 69 and he smiles.
Mhm.
And that's it. And people are sharing it like crazy. It's got like hundreds of shares, over 10,000, 11,000 likes or reactions. And I'm just like, what about this meme that I just grabbed off of Google to
Mhm.
just do a quick like, oh, we're announcing something on Friday. Meanwhile, our actual announcement got like 150 likes, not 11,000.
Yeah.
Yeah. So furthermore, it's not about the music. Like
Nope, it's about how
all about
funny
the
can you
content.
be. Yeah.
So we're trying to trick them. It's all about content. This is our
Mhm.
content. We're trying to just trick everybody.
Mm.
Hopefully it
not
works.
content, it's music. Gotcha.
Surprise!
I
bitch.
wanted content, but not like this.
Yeah. Can you guys renegade to this one?
Oh. 3 years too late.
So can you tell us a little bit about your writing process for this album?
Yeah, it's it all
Okay.
started way back in the good old year of 2020 when the world ended and we were ready to put out our last EP, and then the world ended, so we put a kibosh on that. We got linked up with Open Your Ears during that time, which was great. So they put out that EP later that year, but we just kind of started. We were sitting around doing jack shit anyway, so we just started writing songs here and there. And
I do feel like it was a lot of you and Ken. Like you and Ken really pushed out a lot of them real quickly.
Yeah, Ken and I have been friends since we were 10 years old, and we've been in bands together since we were 16. So we kind of just, I don't know, he'll write something and I'll be like, cool, let me just tweak it here, and then we're good. And then we vice versa, I'll do the same. And so we just started writing random music and ideas, and typically for us, that's the music first before lyrics, most of the time. And we just kind of kept going. And then in the meantime, too, like Doug contributed a few songs, our drummer, one of which was the single we put out earlier this year, Down at the Bottom. He did the music for that. And then, some of them Melissa wrote too. She started working on the one song Guilt Trip, which just started as like a random idea she sent me years ago. And we just kind of hung on to it. We're like, we need to make this a song.
Yeah,
And
we
we eventually did. And we just sort of pieced everything together. We going into recording, we had roughly like 30 different song ideas, whether it was like a whole fleshed out song or just like a minute of like, a verse and a chorus or something, something like that. We went up to Nick's up in Michigan, did pre-pro and stuff with him, narrowed it down to 12, kind of did a little sequencing on a dry erase board, and kind of picked the 12 best ones, the ones that kind of all worked together and seemed more cohesive and flowed together. And then went home, wrote another one that we were like, oh hell yeah, we're gonna put that one on the record too. So we ditched one of the ones that we had from the original 12 for this one, which is Silhouette, which you guys everyone will be hearing soon. But yeah, it was a very long process because we were slowly just trickling out ideas over the course of the pandemic.
And they would like keep evolving. We're all like love to put stuff down in like a music recording, like GarageBand, or like we all use different stuff. And we'll just like email back and forth. So like, I don't know, I feel like we're not like a band that like sits in a room and just is like, what if this? It's like we just like share files back and forth and like
when I entered the writing process, I just received a folder with like 23 demos in it that had the most atrocious titles on the planet. It was like, what in the world is this, y'all?
Yeah, dude. Our working titles are always, at least I try to make all my jokes or like Simpsons quotes or something.
Yeah, but then sometimes the jokes will get revised and half of it will be in caps in the middle, but not in caps for the rest of it. It's chaotic.
Oh my God.
Yeah, the one that we had that ended up being Silhouette, the demo I wrote was, I just called it Machine Wash Kelly, and then it changed to Machine Wash Jelly. And then it was Machine Washed Jelly, past tense. So it just kept evolving.
And how do you get to Silhouette?
Once the lyrics finally got written.
It worked out. But just the music and stuff from like laying it down and everything. It was just, yeah.
My song was called Alyss Sweat.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. Because in the chorus, she says it's making me sweat. So we called that one Alyss Sweat.
Alyss Sweat.
Yeah,
And,
like a sweaty Alyssa.
Sweaty Alyssa. All right.
Yes, I like these titles more than the ones that are on the record. Can we? Is it too late to change it?
You know what? We should share the
It is
as part of like some content post release.
That'd be good.
That would be a TikTok.
That'd be good.
Yeah.
See, now you're cooking.
Is that how it works? Thank you. We need this advice.
And now we're going to read our working titles from our album that just got released and then show them on the screen and everyone will. And then
make the weird TikTok voice say it and everything.
And then you get on the tour.
Yeah,
exactly. The TikTok goes viral and you get the tour. Yep. It all comes together. It is that easy.
Dang.
That's the code, guys. This is a really lucrative discussion.
Oh, yeah. So, what song off this album took the longest to write, and which one is each of your own personal favorite?
Ooh.
Oh, hard questions. Okay.
Longest to write, though, is easy. I mean, longest to write, we finished Jokes on Me literally hours before we had to record it. So that one was the test is tomorrow and we're cramming.
Yeah. A couple of them just like we went up, so we recorded all the drums here with our friend Joe Scaletta at his studio, and then recorded all the guitars and bass and stuff ourselves, and then went up to Nick's again at the end to record all the vocals with him and some extra stuff. We recorded the trumpet with him, acoustic guitars, some extra shit like that. And a couple of them, the lyrics weren't quite done yet. But we're like, cool, we'll actually be up there. We'll be away from our actual lives. We'll be able to focus more. And yeah, that one was like literally at the buzzer. Like I was singing the lyrics and like had no idea. I was like seeing them kind of for the first time and going, all right, let's give this a shot. Let's try and find some melodies here. You had a basic melody and I sang, I'm like that. And you were like, cool, let's do it.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
And that one too, that was the one that Ken wrote musically. And it was actually like a lot longer, and there was like a weird like 4 year strong breakdown in it, and we're not like a breakdown band, so it just didn't make sense. So the very end of the song, that one little weird riff, that was part of the breakdown, so we kept that little in there as an
Okay.
homage to the original version of the song. But we like reworked the whole like bridge part, and that's where the trumpet came in and stuff. So it was like that went through a lot of revisions. So that, yeah, that one was probably the
Longest to
longest one to
write,
write,
like,
longest one to complete from
Mhm.
start to finish. It was like
Yeah, yeah.
2 years.
yeah, man, lyric writing can be rough. And
Yeah.
then favorites. I've got my favorite.
I've got like different favorites for different reasons.
Okay, that's fair. You can go ahead.
If I had to pick one overall favorite, and I only get one, I'm picking Guilt Trip because that song's just so gross and nasty and gnarly, and that's just more what I listen to.
Mhm.
But then, like, I love performing seriously. It's my favorite because I get to play really fun riffs in it while screaming, and I get a sweet guitar solo in the middle.
That's
But
a
then
plus.
also, I just love Hail Jupiter because at the end, me and Ken have the dueling guitar solos. It's like a super, like,
It's like very cathartic.
yeah, it's
Mhm.
cathartic, and then like it's also the song that we named after the weird belief system that we adopted after the whole trip up to Michigan the one time,
Yes.
where we've been worshiping the planet Jupiter for 2 years.
Yeah.
That's been our secret.
Right. I have a tattoo of the Voyager, which gave us, so the Voyager space probe gave us our first like close-up images of Jupiter and like discovered Jupiter's rings.
Mhm.
And like Jupiter's effect that it had on the creation of our solar system is like a pretty epic thing to research. There's a whole lot with Jupiter. There's no
There's a whole lot of esoteric nonsense.
no reason not to hail Jupiter.
Yeah,
Hell yeah.
And yourself.
yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I'm for me, as like the vocalist and lyricist of the band, the primary vocalist and lyricist, is like, I think Here Again is probably my favorite because I let a lot of my personality out in that one, and I had the line as a note in my phone for fucking forever that was the first line of the song where I say, they say you're only as old as you feel, but I feel like shit. So I like kind of built the song around that. And yeah, I kind of just have some funny little quips in there and stuff. And I don't know, I'm proud of how that one turned out. At the end, all those vocal harmonies, I think there's like 7 different voices going on at once.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's a good one. And I've been playing that one at my solo shows just on an acoustic guitar, so it's a way different vibe, but it still really works. So it's cool that it works as like that weird kind of pop rock song, and at the same time can be this acoustic-y sort of vibe, and it still works. So I think that one's probably my favorite. But like Zach said, there's so many different ones, and my favorite kind of changes from week to week. You know, I'll be like, you know what, I'm really feeling this one this week. You know, and
Right.
but
The whole
yeah.
album is just like a good time all the way.
Agreed. Oh, yeah.
Here Again is also my undying favorite. It's been like my favorite since the beginning. I like a little like chiller music, and it's like got a very kind of like, I don't know, like indie pop rock vibe. I think the lyrics are freaking hilarious. I mean, the couple lines are hilarious. The song itself is very serious, but I think it really captures a lot of the sentiment of like, especially like during the pandemic, but especially like even as you get older, it's just like every day that you're like going to work kind of feels like just a copy paste of the day before it. And like, it's I love it. The music and the lyrics.
Hell yeah. There's 3 different parts of the recording process is what I gathered from this part of the discussion. When we last spoke about the lead single, we spoke a lot about this trip. Was that the Michigan trip, like where you guys did the guitars and whatnot? Okay. I just wanted to put that on because we spent so much time talking about that I thought that was the sole part of the recording process.
No, we did 2 different trips. We did one we went up to Nick's for just like writing and pre-pro in October of 2021, just to kind of narrow everything down, get the songs together, rework some of the songs, and then at the end we went back up there and did all the vocals and stuff with him.
Mhm.
But the initial writing trip, that was when where the bonfire happened and where the drugs happened and where the Jupiter happened. So
Okay. All right.
Don't
Yeah.
do any hard, for the record, these are not hard drugs. These are not.
Yeah, we're not like going out to the forest and doing meth or anything. Hang on,
No,
like-
We touched
Speak for
on the
yourself.
drugs that you guys
Very
used, I
chill.
believe,
Yeah, we
last
spoke
time.
about
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
Okay, cool. I don't,
We
yeah.
know.
We're all trying to be careful about exactly what we say, but
Yeah.
we don't want to give you the wrong idea.
you guys weren't doing math. I was.
What we do in our
That's news to me.
Swore I offered you some, by the way.
Kevin was running off into the woods.
Yes,
I
Stefan
was the coyote.
So how'd the track list for the album come about? Did you guys write the opener be the opener, closer be a closer? Did you shuffle around and see what fits? What was that process like?
So-
Closer was definitely the closer. I kind of wrote that one as I was writing it. I wrote the through the second chorus, and then I was like, what if this is just the last song and it just jams out and each member gets their moment to shine. It starts after the last chorus, Alyssa does some cool bass shit, and then we have some guitar solos, and at the end Doug goes a little crazy on the drums, and I do a little like wah wah thing at the end. So like let's do that. So that was always kind of in my mind as like the last one. And then just looking through the songs seriously just kind of seemed, because how it starts off just so like in your face and kind of just loud.
Welcome to the full length blast beats, motherfucker.
Yeah, that one just seemed like the best fit for the opener. And then sort of but a situation that like we didn't really expect to be in 10 years ago, as we were looking at like side A and side B of the record, because vinyl's such a big thing now. So we're like, all right, what should be the last track on side A and the first one on side B? And then we sort of figured that out. Silhouette wasn't
I want
written
to
yet.
say that I think I spent a lot of time doing this where I just listened to the songs and how they would flow into each other, because I obsess over album order with every release that I do.
I would even
Not
do
that
that
I
shit with,
not
like,
that
my
I did the
mix
whole
CDs.
thing, but like
Yeah.
I just remember like there was a lot of like, all right, if this fades out here, maybe we could do this to fade this in, and that's like one of my favorite things to do.
I respect that.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, so it was just a lot of that, and then just sort of narrowing down. I think we narrowed the 30-ish ideas down to like, I don't know, 18, and then kind of figured out, we're like, all right, this one's a maybe, this one's definitely going on the record, but where does it go? I remember too this was back when we were still writing it, so Jokes on Me didn't have lyrics and vocals written for it yet. But at that time, the only one that had Alyssa like prominently singing on it was Guilt Trip, and we were like, the way we had it was like the song that ended up becoming the long song title song, which the working title for that was Santa Claus is Coming to Pound Town. So that one's like the angriest, fastest fuck Republicans song on the record. And then that was going to go into Guilt Trip. And the way Nick said it, he was like, yeah, it'll be like, yeah, angry, loud, dudes. And then all of a sudden, what? A girl? We had to put those two together at some point. So yeah, but yeah, otherwise we kind of just threw things where they seemed to make the most sense, and then revisited it the next day, and we're like, yeah, that works out. So
nice. I would like to say Santa Claus is Coming to Pound Town, way better title than the long song title song or whatever it is now.
So
But you got to know what that is, though.
So yeah, the long song title song was originally going to be called, based off something that Nick said off the cuff, based on a story he was telling us, and I was just like, that should be the title. It was going to be, Don't Talk to Me About My Muffler. I'm Antifa, motherfucker. I'm here to steal your guns. Quotations. The long song title song.
we figured that was maybe a little too insane, so we just made it the long song title song in parentheses. So if people are like, what the fuck does that mean? We'll tell you. Just ask.
Exactly. Yeah.
He has a big pickup truck, but it's purely for the purpose of pulling his camper. But when he's like filling it up at the gas station, all these like very right-wing people want to talk to him about his truck. And he's like, but they think I'm like them and I'm not like them. So he just wants to say, don't talk to me about my muffler, motherfucker. I'm in.
Yeah, he's like, these guys don't know I'm fucking vegan.
He's like, literally, I want to get more tattoos.
So more visibly punk, yeah.
More visibly opposition.
Fuck yeah. Oh yeah. So would you guys be able to tell us where your headspace is at while you're creating this record?
Ooh.
I mean, at which point? Because, like,
dude, yeah, all over the place, man. It was a roller coaster of a few years. Like, some of these songs, like the lyrics to Nostalgiacore came to me when I got my second COVID shot, and I was like feeling awful, and it's like 5 a.m. I haven't slept. I'm just like, I got like the chills, and I got a horrible headache just in my entire fucking brain. And all of a sudden, these lyrics came to me about fucking thinking back about your old friends and stuff like that. I was like, oh my God, this is genius. And I'm like half alive just typing them in my phone. And that's how that one came. Like, and then there's other things where just like, I wrote Silhouette. I was just those lyrics. I'm like, all right, let me try and write a love song. I'm feeling good today. Let's try and write something positive. And like, so there's it's such a crazy spectrum of headspaces over the last couple of years when writing all these. And
I do feel like all of the songs really speak pretty clearly to the headspaces of writing them.
I mean, yeah, the record kind of essentially captures our experience of the pandemic, because these are the songs that we wrote as that was happening, I guess. So you get different snapshots at different times, but, you know, I don't know.
Like, yeah, the very angry songs were very angry days.
Yeah. I think I wrote the lyrics to the long song title song not long after the whole January 6th incident and shit. Like, because I was also just thinking, like, man, I've lost touch with so many family members that were just like, they'd rather be all about Fox News and conspiracies and, you know, Hillary Clinton's a lizard and the frogs are gay and all this shit, rather than like have an actual relationship with their nephew, you know, like, yeah. So I was just sort of like, man, you know, and I you know, don't keep in touch with a lot of my family members because of their crazy shit, but like, I'm like, man, I'm sure a lot of them like agreed with the whole January 6th thing and the election was stolen and all this bullshit. And I'm just like, man, I'm going to write a song about how pissed off I am about that. And there it went.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. So how do you recommend your fans to listen to this album for the first time? Should they do it in the car with friends and dark with headphones on? Is it a workout album, party album? What do you personally recommend?
I think alone.
Yeah, probably alone. It starts off like communal enough, but like there's some moments in it that are definitely highly introspective.
I feel like alone and then with friends.
Yeah, take it all in. That's what I kind of try to do with what, you know, when a band that I love puts out a record. I try to, like, you know, that Thursday night, like, I don't work on Fridays, so I can stay up late past my bedtime on Thursdays. And then right around, you know, 11 p.m. our time is when shit starts dropping on Spotify. So then I'll just like pop in my good Bluetooth noise canceling headphones and just, you know, pop on an album, mindlessly play something on Xbox and just take it all in, you know. And I think that's my favorite way to at least initially take in an album. And then after that, then I'll blast it in the car and I'll listen to it while I'm cooking dinner and in the shower and hanging out, you know. And
yeah, I feel like in a place where you give yourself space to feel is like that's our intention in creating it. So like it's like a party situation, you're maybe not listening to the words as much as like maybe we hope, but like I think it functions really well as like a group. Like if you're even not listening to the lyrics, I think they're still jams and would be a great time. But
yeah, I think if someone didn't speak English, they could still enjoy a record based on just like how it sounds.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Oh yeah. Awesome. So this one should be super, super quick off the top of your heads. I want you guys to describe this album for new listeners in 3 words. 3 words each, 9 total, no more, no less.
Oh, brother. How many words?
You've asked us this question
Hail,
before.
sweet Jupiter.
Yeah. I'm like, fuck yeah, there you go.
Done.
Hail, sweet Jupiter. Oh, that's perfect. Okay, so they don't need to be adjectives. We set that precedent. Uh,
Sorry to take the easy one.
Yeah, right.
like,
You guys ask this on like every episode, and I'm always like,
Gotta come prepared,
in
man.
the face with it.
Exactly.
Gotta do your homework.
Yeah, my bad.
Like-
I thought homework was done for me a long time ago. I would say maybe just like loud, fun, but relatable.
Nice.
Lot of fun. Cool.
I'm gonna go with like bittersweet,
Ooh,
kind of salty,
Mhm.
and
umami.
and
You're just
that's actually
describing.
good. I was trying to think of like not like a better word for savory, but I'm gonna go with like pretty savory. It's got some real thick guitar
Mhm.
solos that are real nice to take.
Are you hungry by any chance? Because those are all things to describe food.
I am. I'm going to get dinner. After.
It's
Okay.
dinner time
Same.
for sure.
No, I just think of like other words. I'm like, all right, let's just stick with flavors because like
Yeah. Hey, if it works, it works.
Fair enough.
So, all right, 3 words. Nashville hot chicken. I think that would be one.
oh door like so yeah, I stick with those. Those are if it was a food.
Sounds good.
Fuck yeah.
So in that same train of thought, is there a certain feeling or emotion you want listeners to have while going through the album?
I'd say it's just like inclusivity, because I'm always trying to write the lyrics relatable to, I'm 33 years old. I'm not trying to write lyrics about high school and girls and prom.
You don't want to be like Blink 182?
One of the songs
Thinking
is
Blink
about
182. I didn't
girls.
want to say it. I didn't want to say it.
Well, like that song's like about like a girl. It's not like about like girls. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Oh my
Okay,
God,
now.
girls are crazy. I don't understand that. Like, no, that's not what I'm trying to get. That song is just like, oh my God, this girl's amazing. Why is she with me? I'm terrible. She's so much better than me. That's what goes through most of our heads, I think. But no, I mean, yeah, I try to just write it to be just the other day. We played a show out in Indiana last weekend, and this dude came up to me, and it was funny. He said he discovered us when he was living out in like Utah or something like that, and then he moved to Indiana, and then he's not too far from Chicago, so he's come to some shows in Chicago.
Mhm.
And he said that he was at a show at Cobra Lounge that Zach's other band, the Linda Method, played, and he saw me there and wanted to say hi, but he was too nervous.
You're
And then
a rock star.
so then he came to see us at this show in Indiana, and he was talking to me after the show and stuff, and he was just like, man, like when I listen to your songs, like, he's about my age. He's like 32 or 31, something like that. And he's like, dude, I feel like you get it, man. Like your lyrics are just like exactly what I'm dealing with, exactly what I'm feeling, exactly what I'm going through. And I feel like, oh yeah, everyone else our age feels this way too about XYZ. And I'm like, perfect. That's exactly what I'm trying to do with our songs. So yeah, inclusivity is definitely something.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I just want people to feel their feelings.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what feelings they should feel, but I would like them to feel something, ideally.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Feel them.
Yeah, I think I would say I would just like people to approach it with an open mind, open heart.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to take you on a ride, and there's going to be some songs. I don't know.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
I mean, you might not like, yeah, they're all very different.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Hell yeah. Awesome. So are you guys able to talk about any particularly challenging or standout moments from the creation of this album, positive or negative?
Ooh.
I can't think of any really negative moments.
It's good.
I think the only like negative part about this whole process was just it took so fucking long, just because things just take so long sometimes. And you're just like, oh my God, like we originally wanted this record out like last year, and it just didn't happen just because of XYZ. It just kept kind of getting pushed back because this wasn't ready yet, and this wasn't ready yet. And even still, we're like, you're riding deadlines pretty hard, even though it's been so long since we literally started. Day one on tracking drums was like January of 2022. So, it's been almost a year and a half since we started recording it, but yeah, I mean,
On the flip side of that, I mean, the actual recording process in and of itself was a bunch of really great highlights. Because whether it was just hanging at Ken's house, going up to Nick's, or however we did it, it was nothing but fun to write.
yeah, 100%. And putting the songs together, collaborating. We have three of our friends on doing guest vocals on songs that are just friends of ours from the local scene here, and including them and figuring out where to put them on certain songs. And yeah, just putting everything together was really good. I think the one challenging thing is we've never put out a full length before, so that was a lot of lyrics to fucking write.
Mm-hmm.
The longest release we've put out so far has been 7 songs, and at that point, like, that was our second EP was 7. The other ones have all been 6, and I'm just like, the first EP was songs that we had already written, those 6 songs, and then the second one was songs pretty much left over from that.
Yeah.
It didn't make the first EP. So like, and then writing Yikes, that was just 6 or technically 5.5 songs because the one song's so short.
Mm-hmm.
But it's so funny, we always play that song Belly Up last, and I always say we got 1.5 songs left for you guys, and we play our last song and then that song. but yeah, writing 12, well, yeah, writing 12 songs worth of stuff was a challenge, and trying to figure out like what to write about, because the pandemic was happening. There was so much to write about, yet so little to write about at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was hard to like find inspiration when like your real life is kind of just on pause.
Absolutely.
But yeah, writing lyrics was a
A doozy.
challenge, but I think we got through it okay.
That's
Hell
good. So for this last question, we're going to shift completely away from music. We're going to put the band in a horror movie. Who is going to die first, and who's going to survive until the end?
Mm.
I think it's going to be Ken who dies first, because that's just Ken's luck.
That's way out of just sheer fear.
Just you're dying out of sheer fear?
No, Ken.
Oh, Ken.
He's just going to be like, I'm terrified, I'm out, and he'll just be.
He's just going to
pass
volunteer.
away.
He'll just. I'll just die, and then he'll just do it. I don't know.
Like,
Alyssa lives.
We had a good run. I
Yeah,
think so
true.
too.
I feel like females sometimes do pretty well.
Yeah, you'd be the final girl. Like, that's horror movie.
I was just
rules.
gonna say,
I
isn't
think
the
you
final
win
girl
by
a thing?
default.
Mm-hmm.
I would. I own
Yeah.
this. Absolutely.
I think I'd probably be second to die, because I would do some dumb shit like, "What's going on over here, guys?" No head.
What if we just
Hey,
use marshmallows? What?
What'd you say?
I was imagining like, I don't know what sort of horror, like, I
The
don't know,
Blob.
grabbing stuff from the kitchen. Like, all right, we've got pizza sauce, we've got marshmallows, we've got like,
Mm-hmm.
no, Kevin, and then it eats you.
Yeah, dude. There's
Damn.
nothing at my apartment to protect ourselves with. It's just snacks.
Yep.
So I'm going out with
shit.
a full stomach.
Vegan snacks at that.
Man, yeah, it's yeah. I would make it a little bit, but yeah, I'm not making it very far. I
And
got
I'd like to
scoliosis.
think
I can't run
that-
very fast.
I'd like to think I would outlast Doug only because Doug would nobly sacrifice himself to let us get away.
He would.
Very kind.
But he would gallantly.
That's the kind of dude that Doug is. I always call him Dad.
Aw.
Yeah. Speaking of which, he just had a baby last month, so
Aw.
so that's why he's dad now. He's not.
did.
He's no longer Doug. He's just dad.
So as I said, that's all the questions we have today. Is there anything that you guys would like to plug?
Well, the record. That would be a good start.
It's a
There you
good
go.
place to start.
Mhm.
No, man, the record comes out on July 7th. It'll be on all your streaming platforms. We got vinyl up for sale right now for pre-sale. There's 2 different variants. We got some cool t-shirts. That's on the label's website, oyerex.com. If you're in the Chicago area, we have a record release show a week after the release, on the 14th of July. That's with our good friends Bumsy and the Moochers, Hail Your Highness, Won't Stay Dead, and Torch the Hive. All fucking awesome bands, and they're all a little bit of what we do. Kind of all all of their sounds, they're all so different. They all make sense. Like one's a ska band, one's a horror punk band, but they all work with us, and it's great. And then we're also playing the next day on the 15th up in Michigan with Hail Your Highness. They're actually from Michigan, so we're doing a little show swap. And then that Sunday we're playing in Toledo, Ohio. Also on release day on the 7th, we're doing a little album release party at this bar in the city here called The Native that I just started DJing at once a month, doing a punk rock night. So I'll be there DJing. We'll all be there hanging out, drinking, just celebrating the record coming out. So come on by. It's free. Just come hang. And yeah, we got some other shows that are in the works and, not quite announced yet, but just keep in mind we got stuff coming, and follow us on the socials. We're at Guardrail Sucks at everything. And there it is.
Hell yeah.
Fuck yeah.
All right. Well, thank you for now. It's been Guardrail, and we have been the Good Noise Podcast.